Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Qnews. Let's take a look at the top stories making headlines this hour. Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi has reaffirmed Cairo's firm rejection of any attempts to displace Palestinians or undermine their legitimate rights. In a phone call with his French counterpart Emmanuel Macron, they discussed efforts to secure a ceasefire in Gaza, release detainees, and facilitate aid delivery. Macron praised Egypt's mediation to end the war, stressing the need for a just settlement of the Palestinian cause and rapid Gaza reconstruction. President al-Sisi welcomed France's plan to recognize the Palestinian state in September, calling it a milestone for justice. Egyptian sources have reported that Israel has not responded to the mediator's ceasefire proposal for Gaza even after 48 hours of receiving it, despite Hamas's acceptance. The Egyptian sources added that Egypt is intensifying communications with all parties, urging Israel to engage positively with the proposal. They added that the plan, backed by American guarantees, aims for a comprehensive deal to release all the detainees. The Egyptian sources stressed that negotiations based on the Witkoff proposal are the only way to free detainees, placing Israel under real pressure to act. High-level Egyptian sources have denied Israeli media claims about an Egyptian proposal to transfer Hamas weapons to Egypt. They added that the actual proposal, jointly presented by Egypt and Qatar and accepted by Hamas, calls for a 60-day ceasefire. They added that negotiations to establish a permanent ceasefire agreement are set to begin on the first day the truce takes effect, aiming to secure lasting peace in the region. Israeli media has reported that Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz approved a plan named Gedeon's Chariot to reoccupy Gaza. The Israeli occupying army began calling up 60,000 reservists, raising troop numbers in Gaza from 20,000 to 130,000. The plan, endorsed earlier by the Security Cabinet, signals Israel's rejection of a ceasefire proposal. It extends active duty soldiers' service by 40 days and will summon more reservists in September. Israeli military chief of staff Eyal Zamir said that the plan focuses on strengthening forces in northern Gaza ahead of occupying Gaza City. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov has condemned collective punishment of Palestinians, urged resumption of UN aid, and stressed establishing a Palestinian state per international resolutions. In a joint press conference with his Jordanian counterpart in Moscow, Lavrov said that they discussed the Middle East, focusing on Gaza's worsening humanitarian crisis. He highlighted the urgent need to address Gaza's catastrophe and Syria's stability. On Ukraine, Lavrov called for tackling root causes, especially border issues, and reliable security guarantees. He noted significant growth in Russian-Jordanian cooperation, particularly in trade, emphasizing further partnership development. Jordanian Foreign Minister Ayman al-Safadi has voiced support for Egyptian, Qatari, and American mediation in Gaza. In a joint press conference with his Russian counterpart in Moscow, al-Safadi affirmed Jordan's determination to counter any Israeli actions escalating regional conflict and highlighted Jordan's intensive efforts to halt Israeli aggression in Gaza. Al-Safadi stressed that lasting peace requires ending the Israeli occupation and establishing a Palestinian state. The Jordanian foreign minister accused Netanyahu of perpetuating conflict through settlement expansion and called on the world to stop Gaza's devastation. Al-Safadi also emphasized supporting Syria's reconstruction and regional stability with Russia. The Ukrainian Prime Minister has reported that at least 14 people, including a family with 3 young children, were wounded in a Russian drone attack overnight in Ukraine's northern Sumy region. The assault, involving 15 drones targeting Okhtyryaka's residential area, occurred amid U.S. President Donald Trump's efforts to end the war. The injured children were as young as 5 months. and Russia denies targeting civilians or civilian infrastructure. Independent verification of the footage remains unavailable. And this concludes our top stories for this hour. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more updates here on Q News.